So yesterday I watched Zurich's webinar that was talking about pricing and the cost of insurance. And I thought it was actually a really good conversation because when we talk about the cost of insurance, we often talk about it in terms of from the client's perspective, and we don't often touch on the cost to the insurer of a policy starting, let alone the financial advisor. So I think we all have a bit of an assumption that insurers are rolling around in money and making huge profits. Look, they need to make a profit. They are a business, but I don't think that initially it is as large as what we think. So when a policy actually starts for a client and we apply with that insurer, an insurer has to fund the staff to help with the implementation of getting that policy created in the system. So administration costs, they need to pay for technology and systems. They need to pay specialist underwriters that specialize in that field to actually assess these applications, as well as chief medical officers, so basically doctors to step in and help with those applications. Insurers more often than not have to write to a client's doctor, and a doctor charges the insurers for reports and information, so they've got to pay for that. They've got to pay for compliance, customer service for when clients call into the insurer, as well as claims. Insurers are there to pay out claims, so they have to fund those claims, as well as then remunerating the financial advisor for helping a client obtain that policy. So, I liked these infographics that I've put up on the screen here that shows initially the cost below the line to the insurer to actually start that policy. And it can actually take years and years and years before an insurer actually starts making a profit. So I guess my message here today is, yes, insurance is a cost, and our premiums rise and we get a little bit frustrated, but I think it is good to actually kind of flip the switch a little bit and think from the insurer's perspective and the advisor's perspective, and just have a think about what actually goes into an insurance policy starting and the costs involved with that, which then in turn affects how much we actually pay for insurance.